Hello and welcome by the I Have No Clue podcast. This is episode number 3, and it's all about why you are not reaching your goals. Before we dive in, I want to ask a question. If you like this podcast or got anything out of it, please let me know on Instagram or share that you're listening to this podcast. And that would really, and tag me. Please tag me because I would love to see that. Um, yeah, let's dive in. Because I know it can be feel so annoying when you have all these goals and dreams and they are just that. There's no progress at all. You're not moving forward and you feel stuck. Well, I know that feeling. And let's start with an example. I wanted to become an entrepreneur for a long time. I think 7 years ago, I had the first idea in my head of me being an entrepreneur. I didn't write it down. I didn't do anything. It was just an idea in my head. I didn't even tell anyone. I think because I was scared. And yeah, well, the ideas just stayed the idea for a couple of years. And I think the first thing that went wrong is that I didn't write it down. I didn't write down that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I mean, I had like all these objections in my head. Like, I can do this. I don't know what to sell. I don't know what kind of business to start. All these things in my head that prevented me from taking action at all. Like even writing down that I wanted to do it. And there has been done some research to writing your goals down, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get that specific goal, but writing your goals down as a practice, that makes a lot of difference. Then you belong to 3% of the world who actually does that, but also the 3% who is happier, healthier, has more energy, feels better than the other 97% of this world. So if there's one takeaway from this episode of this podcast, please write your write your goals down because it's going to help you to move forward and to have like a feeling of that it's real. So that's actually my exercise for you. Write it down. What it is that you want to do and be specific on the what, but don't be specific on the how. So for instance, me becoming an entrepreneur, it's like, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I did not write down what kind of business I wanted. Well, that might have been useful, but still, the entrepreneur is the most important thing. So it doesn't matter how I get there. Do I get there with horses? Do I get there with coaching or teaching people skills that they need to level up? It doesn't matter. I wanted to become an entrepreneur either way. So it didn't say anything about how I would get there. So that's the first reason. You do not write your goals down. That is probably a very good reason why you're not reaching your goals. The second reason is that you believe that there's one way to your goal. And it might be a little bit painful when you are walking on that road and you there's a tree falling on the road or the bridge is just gone. And then what? How the hell are you going to get there? So it is not going to help you believing that there is one road to success. It is way much better to believe in There are a lot of ways to your success, to your goal, to this what you want. It's like Rome. There are multiple ways to Rome, right? That's the same with your goal. I I got stuck on this one. I was a really fond believer of believing that there's one road to success. You start a business, so you make sure you apply for the official business thing in your country, and then you make a web page, and then I needed to make a product and get out there and do it or something like that. It doesn't really work like that. If my website wasn't live or anything, I can still sell. Like I don't need the website to sell. It's easier with a website for sure, but that's not the only way to getting my business successful. It's also it has to do with your mind. If you have your goal in mind and you believe that there's multiple ways to get there, you're going to see options along the way. Like if you want to buy an electric car, or even more specific, you want to buy a Tesla. Let's take that example. You want to buy a Tesla. What is it that you see when you drive your own car? You see Teslas everywhere. Well, it's the same with your goal. If you want to start your own business, you're going to see opportunities. Like, oh, maybe I can solve this problem for this person, or maybe I can do that thing that this business owner does. Maybe I can do it faster or better. And you're going to see all these options. And when you talk to people, you're going to realize that they need you, or that they don't need you, but that they know people who might need your solution. You are going to see all the options that are there because you set your mind to it and you see all the options. It doesn't mean that you have to pursue all the options, but you see them everywhere. And that is really great because then you can pick what you like. And you can walk around all the obstacles. If the bridge is broken, well, fine. Then we take another path and we'll find a bridge somewhere else along this river and then we can cross it there. So, when you believe that there's more than one way to get to your goal, then you're really going to see all the options. The third reason you're not reaching your goals is you are not embodying the feeling of your goal. So, for my business, it's like, how would a successful business owner act? How does he make decisions, or she? How does she sell? How does she use her time? What priorities does she make for herself? How does she walk? How does she talk? I can do that too. I can walk like her. I can talk like her. I can feel how it feels to be her. Like I can imagine how it would feel like if I'm that successful, if I have my own business. That's why I'm making this podcast, but 5 years ago, that was really useful. Me feeling I'm an entrepreneur, because feeling it's also going to help you, because if you feel it when you reach your goal and you have all kinds of obstacles along the way, then you're going to feel like demotivated. Because why would you continue? How great would it be if you can have that feeling already while you're actually walking to your goal? So ask yourself the question, how would I feel when I reach my goal? How does it look like? And what can I do to feel it already today? So I have all the options on the way. So that's the third one. You are not embodying the feeling of your goal. So now you know this. It is really nice if you write down your goal because, well, that's the first reason you're not reaching your goal. So write it down and then look for all the options and all the possibilities along the way and embody your future self now. Step into your new identity. Step into the identity you need to be the goal, basically. And just try it out because only then you can find out what it brings you, right? So, what if you would do that and let me know if it gets easier to get to your goals, if it's more fun to get to your goals because, well, why go for a goal if it's no fun, right? What if you can be that entrepreneur, that coach, the photographer, or whatever you want to be when you reach your goal? Thank you so much for listening. If you like it, please let me know on Instagram at Doreen Cornelia and tag me on Instagram if you share it in your stories because I would love to see it and it means the world to me. I hope to see you next time.